Welcome back to the show. Tough times never last, but tough people do. You know, some people say whatever you give out there comes back. It's like throwing a boomerang all the time, and every cause has an effect. And some people might think, well, Lindsay here, he's, you know, all the tough times he's gone through, he's put those effects into the universe. And what do you think about that, Lindsay? Has it been a tough journey for you? Do you think you created your own tough journey, or?
Oh, I didn't create it because virtually I did nothing wrong in the first place. I did create it later on. Of course I did. I got into a hell of a lot of trouble.
I suppose you felt lost, and your self-esteem is so important, isn't it? If you've got nothing to live for, you kick around with the wrong bunch of blokes,
yep,
and you don't really give a shit whether you're in and out of prison, would you, Lita?
I think if you're so young, like you don't have self-esteem, and you grow through the people you are and the love that you're with. If you're with no love at that young age, I think there's, like we all know now, there's no way in this generation that a 12-year-old through something so minor would be put into an institution like that, because that's just wrong. It's your nurturing, growing years, and I just think what has my mum said to me just recently, you are a product of your, where you live, who you are, and your environment. Yep. That you're in at that young age, do you know what I mean? So it's...
Well, that's true, folks, isn't it? Your life is really a reflection of your attitude, isn't it? I've been around the criminal justice system for over 25 years now, and a lot of people who see me for offences have got a very, very poor attitude, and unfortunately they become magnets for unfortunate circumstances. So I always tell people to cheer up and fake it until you make it, you know. Try to wake up every day and get excited about a brand new day, and then the good stuff does happen, doesn't it? Yep. Attitude is really the life around us is an attitude, is a reflection of our attitudes, isn't it? Yep. Tell us about the Salvation Army. I mean, that's a shocking story.
Next time I get into trouble, I'm going to hire you.
It's a shocking story. Tell us about the Lost Generation. Tell us about the Salvation Army. I mean, these days I see the Salvos doing a wonderful job, but there's another story to it, isn't there?
Yeah, well, after that escape where we got taken back, they said they believed in punishment at Royal Park, but they didn't believe in corporal punishment. And I've got it on record that they actually sent me there to be bashed. Simple as that. Corporal punishment.
So that's what corporal punishment was? Yeah. It was bashed?
Bashed. Absolutely bashed. So when you arrive up at Bayswater...
what year was this?
1958. They take you up into this great big compound with the building around it, a wire fence here and a guardhouse, and you've got to stand there and wait to get your clothing. And once you get your clothing, you're told to go up into the shower block, and when you go in, there's 6 blokes waiting for you to give you your initial kicking. Your
attitude adjustment.
Yep.
So what they're basically saying, this bloke's got an attitude problem, we'll give him an attitude adjustment. Is that what they did?
Exactly.
How old were you, Lindsay, then?
1958, oh geez, I don't know, 16, 15, 15,
Sounds
16.
a bit like a Nazi concentration camp in those days.
I was worse than the concentration camp.
So
I actually heard where one bloke read this story about a guy who was in Bayswater, and he went to war, and he got caught by the Japanese, and he reckons the Japanese treated him more humane than he was treated at Bayswater.
I've heard a story like that. I have heard that. I have heard
Lindsay,
that.
what were they trying to achieve? I mean,
they just bashed the shit out of me.
Every day, or just for the initiation?
Well, quite often. After the initial kicking that day, I was then taught a lesson. The rest of the boys lined up around the compound, and Colonel Lee comes along with his great big stick and lashes the crap out of you. I don't think I had one part of my body that was white after the kicking and then the lashing.
And see, what they don't understand, and they didn't understand in those days, is by bashing a young youth into submission doesn't make them stop rebelling. It actually creates a fire in you, doesn't it? That is the worst thing, attitude to ever embark on. It's pointless, isn't it? And just so sad.
And Lindsay, did it make you stick together more as a group with the boys, or did the boys fight amongst themselves as well?
No, well, actually, all the boys there got on pretty well. which was good because you needed to. You needed the strength out of everyone because it was such a vicious place.
Yes.
I mean, they got you to run around a compound. You're only, I mean, I was only a skinny little kid.
Yeah.
And they made me run around the compound with this great big bag. I don't know what was in it. Might have been porridge or something, I don't know. And they make you run around the compound till you drop. And when you drop, this old Sarge has got the stock whip and he whips you over the head.
It was like Watano Bay, is it like Gautama Bay? So what is it, where they put those people that were
So
fighting?
viewers, just to recap, Lindsay Mason goes to 12, goes to court, ends up in a Tirana, then Salvation Army gets beaten up, and then he sues the Salvation Army. Now that's interesting. I don't think anyone's done that before, and it was a successful prosecution.
There was there's quite a few. I forget how many she had.
Oh, that's right. It was a class action.
It was a class action. It was.
How much dough did you get out of that?
I got 29,000. The solicitor got 8,000. Whatever. I think I got about 20,000.
What year was that?
Which is nothing.
What year was that?
5 years ago.
And how long was the trial?
No. It didn't actually. No. It was all settled out of court and everything like that. I think there was about 100 of us or something.
Amazing.
I think.
So settled out of court means that they really had a lot of charges.
So there was so much.
They knew. I have tried for 6 years or 7 years to get my records from the Salvation Army. They refused to give them. They reckon they got burnt, and we found out there was no fire. So how the hell they got burnt, I don't know. And then we were walking. Do you know the Citadel in Burke Street?
Yes.
We're walking down this lane, and we bumped into these two blokes who must have been working there or something. We just happened to talk about records, and they said, "Oh, the Bayswater records are inside." The moment we found out about them, they were moved.
Straight away.
So there must have been so much
hidden,
overwhelming evidence that that they coughed up with. Yeah. And tell us, moving right along then, how did you end up in the adult prison system? And why did you want to keep on going back? That's what I don't understand. I don't understand, folks, once people are in there, you know, there's all these public servants who are now prison officers, and they tell you what to do every day, and you've got to shower with all these naked blokes and eat with the same blokes and really go to sleep in your cabin every night, you know. Why would you want to go back?
Guess that's why I've been under a lot of psychiatrists.
Yeah. Did you mind prison or...?
No, I actually didn't mind it. Prison, actually, Pentridge was better than Bayswater, which is amazing. It's,
would you ever buy an apartment there at Pentridge? They're selling apartments there at the moment for about $300,000.
No, I don't want to go back now.
No, but look, we'll be back very shortly after the next break with an amazing story with Lindsay on the couch.